This is the plaintiff, Bertha Cummins. She says she received numerous calls from the defendant claiming she may be at risk for having a fire because her chimney looked bad. She agreed to let him take a look, and he informed her that her liner was installed improperly and showed her how the bricks were falling out. She got nervous, signed a contract with him, and then, when cooler heads prevailed, she canceled in the allotted time, and he won't return her $250 deposit, so she's suing. This is the defendant, Donald Ulrich. He says the plaintiff hired him to fix her dangerous chimney, and then 3 days later told him she wanted to get other estimates. He never heard anything from the woman until the day before he was supposed to start the job, and that's when she told him she was canceling. Well, he's sorry, but he already purchased materials and has every right to keep the plaintiff's deposit. He's accused of burning up a customer.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff was warned by the defendant that she might have a fire because of her chimney, so she paid some money for something, but she canceled. Now she wants her money back, but he says no way. It's the case of chimney chum.
Bertha Cummins.
Yes.
You are suing Maximum Energy Savers, represented here by Donald Ulrich.
Yes, correct.
Okay. For $250, a deposit that you paid to him that he refuses to return after you canceled the contract. When did you hire him, and how did you find out about him?
The company called me. A Pat from the company gave me a couple of calls, maybe 2 or 3 days before, a week or two before, telling me that they wanted to come and check my chimney out.
But who are they to call you and say, like,
Which they told me that they had got my number from the fire department.
Wait. They got your number from the fire department?
This is what she said. She said, we got your number from the fire department, and we want to come and check your chimney out. Because I never called them. They called me a couple
Why would the
times.
fire department give out your private number? That didn't sound suspicious to you?
No. She said they actually get a list from the fire department saying, but the fire department never came to my house and looked at my chimney, so yes. So I agreed for them to come, and 2 or 3 guys, I think it was 2, came to the house. When me and one of the guys went up to the roof to look at the chimney from the top, and he was working with the other guy.
You went up on the roof?
Yes. So me and one guy was on the roof. He was looking down with the mirrors and stuff, checking it out. The other guy was in the basement looking from there. So when we came back downstairs, me and the guy from the roof, the guy that was in the basement, he actually had opened up the chimney part and started taking bricks out, showing me that, yes, this is very dangerous. We have bricks started falling. You need a new liner. It's a problem with your... So I was like, oh my God. So I was like, yes, I need a new liner. I need more than a chimney cleaner.
Did you actually see him pull the bricks out?
When I seen him pulling bricks out, they were right there. He just put his hand right there and
I want to make sure he didn't bring the bricks in his pocket or something.
Right. So he pulled a couple of bricks out. So I said, okay, I must need this lining. The bricks is right here. He's showing me them. So they told him, they called the boss and they said $1,000. I said, wow, that's way too much. So he negotiated and told me $850. So I said, okay, $850 is fine. And he said, well, we have to have a deposit now. So I said, okay. I said, I don't have cash with me now. So they drove, and I walked 2 blocks and went and got $250 from the cash machine and gave them.
Doesn't the whole thing sound like a holdup to you? To the point where they follow you to the ATM and you don't think this is a little fishy?
After that, they was following me because he said, you need a deposit. We can't do it right now. We had to order the parts.
Why don't they just come back some other day? Why does it have to be right now? Why don't you shop around and get a few prices and opinions?
Right. So
anytime you're doing construction work on your house, you should get 3 estimates.
I know.
But I mean, the whole way this happened is so kind of predatory. I'll be with you guys in a second.
Okay.
It's kind of predatory the way you're describing it that I just don't understand why you'd go. Nobody's following me to an ATM, okay? Because I don't know how anybody could get me to go to an ATM and follow me there.
No,
all right, so you get the money out of the ATM and you hand them how much, ma'am?
$250.
All right, and then what happened?
They wrote on the contract. They wrote the contract.
Let me see the contract.
They wrote the $250 down and told me the balance from $850 from the $250.
Okay.
And then so then I go home. I'm like, okay, woo. I'm very nervous because I'm thinking my house is going to blow up. So I go.
Why is your house going to blow up?
No, because I don't know.
Right, you could just not use your chimney.
That's why I go downstairs to cut the lights and everything off. I said, well, let me get, I go in the ballroom, and I didn't see the bricks there. So I says, okay, where are the bricks? So I didn't see them no place around.
Well, they got them in their pocket for the next place they're going to.
So then I went out to the garbage. I said, okay, then they should be at the garbage. Maybe they took them out to the garbage. They wasn't at the garbage. They wasn't there. Then this is the first time something said, duh. So that's when I said, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't have did this. I did this too quick. I didn't. And so the next day, that was the 7th, the 8th, I called Don and told him that I did not want the job. I want to cancel. I said, I didn't get a couple of bids. I just got you. So he says, no problem. Very nice. No problem, Ms. Cummings. You can get a couple of bids. We'll give you to August 15th and you'll get your money back. And then he changed it to August 17th. So when I hung up with him the next day, I called right away Angie's List. So I called Angie's List. I got a guy who said he'll come out the next day, the 9th, and look at the chimney. So he came out and he looked at the same thing and he gave me a cheaper estimate.
Did he confirm that the bricks were coming loose?
No, he didn't see no bricks. He didn't mention any bricks or anything.
Well, but
like
I mean, he confirmed that you needed a new liner.
He gave me the same exact job that he was giving me, but it was $6.59 on that day. After he left, I called Don back the 9th and told him, I got another estimate, and it was much cheaper. And also, I was suspicious because your guys came. All I know is these bricks came out and they disappeared. And I asked him what happened to the bricks. And when I told him those two things, that was the last he was nice to me. He said, you just want a cheaper job? That's not gonna do you any good. You just got something cheaper. Just because it's cheaper don't mean it's gonna be better. He said, I'm gonna give you your money back. I was like, and I had to stop him and say, Don, this is professional. How are you speaking to me like this? It was just shocking that this man was speaking to me. He said, well, I'm going to give you your money back. So I was like, boom, hung up the phone, fine, I'm going to get my money back. That was the main thing. So then I waited a week. I called Pat, the lady who told me, who was calling me from the beginning, and I just called her and said, I had spoke to Don last week. He told me he was going to give me my money back. She said, no, you ain't getting no money back. She said, actually, the part that you needed, I had to take the money out of my pocket and buy that part, so the part is already bought and you ain't getting no money back. I said, okay, bye, hung up. And then I called my lawyer. So when she said to me, after I told her the story, she said to fax me the contract. If the notice of cancellation, she said the notice of cancellation, you did not sign it, so you should be able to get your money back because you did not sign the notice of cancellation.
What difference does it make? Whether you signed it or you didn't sign it, it tells you that you can cancel. What's going on?
Well,
wait, first of all, what is this stuff about the fire department called us and all?
We do not call. I have telemarketers.
How many?
Like I said, I have advertisement. I would say around 15.
Well,
I've
what
never
does your
used the
whole
fire
telemarketing
department.
crew say to get in there?
We do say we are members of the NFPA, which is true. We are members.
What's NFPA?
National Fire Protection Agency.
Who are the members of that association?
Every chimney company that's legitimate
chimney company
has
that I
their
believe.
NFPA members.
Okay, so according to this customer,
Yeah.
somebody identifying themselves as Pat says that they paid for the part.
No Pat in my company.
What woman would she have spoken to who said that? Did you say it was Pat?
I have a male manager named Mike.
No. She says she spoke to a
female. It's definitely a female.
Obviously, let's be aware of the scams that go on out there. A lot of companies call up. Yeah, I mean, I just seen it on Fox News. So I don't know the exact conversation, like I said, from what she said. But the only person that would speak on the phone is me or my manager, Mike.
According to her, she's saying that somebody said we got your name from the fire department. You're saying she's mistaken.
Yeah.
So then you guys go over. Are you the person who goes over?
No, I have technicians that are on the field.
Do those folks who you sent out make a commission?
The technicians, they make commission and salary. Yes.
Okay. So they're salesmen.
No, I wouldn't consider them salesmen.
If you make a commission for making a sale, what does that make you, Douglas?
Sounds like a salesman to me.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like a salesman.
A salesman to me is somebody that goes out and sells the job. These guys know how to do the jobs.
So now you have a customer who calls you the next day. You acknowledge that?
I called her on the 8th, to confirm the appointment for the 9th.
Okay, so then if you have a contract that allows, because it's the law
yes,
in your state, that they have 3 days to cancel, then how are they ever going to cancel if you hustle and get the job done in the 3 days?
She could have called us.
Well, she told you the next day, I want my money back.
But she told me at 8 o'clock at night when we were confirming for the appointment.
So if she has 3 days and she took one, is your defense to me is she took 1 day and that was too late?
Well, my defense is that on the contract, she decided to do it within 2 days. She wanted to get it done. How would you have a right if materials are bought for that job?
So what was it you told her on the phone when she called you that day?
I told her that day that, look, you can go out and look for other estimates. That's fine with me. All right, I'll give you another week. And then once again, it came to the end of the time and she had said she got somebody else to do it.
Okay, so why am I here, my friend?
Okay, so suppose he's violating the law, the businessman. What do you do as a consumer to retaliate?
I'd say you get on social media, you get on, all these review sites, blogs, you just say terrible things about the company.
Does that work? If you go and say Yelp, does it actually work where people listen to that? Anybody know? Anybody go on Yelp? Yeah.
All the time, absolutely. I don't go to a restaurant if it gets a bad review or a doctor.
So you always look?
Always look.
Interesting. Who else? You look?
Yeah, of course. If it has bad reviews, you don't buy their product or anything like that. So
you really look at this before you make decisions?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Going inside the courtroom.
Why am I here?
You're here because there's a 3-day cancellation. She called you on day 1, told you she wanted to cancel. You told her, I'll tell you what, think about it. Take another week. You can cancel at any time in the next week. She calls you and she can't. She does exactly what you say, exactly what's in the contract, and you still refuse to give her the money. And when I'm looking at you saying, I'm not understanding, why won't you give her the money? Your answer to me is, oh, it's too late. I already ordered everything. If you're telling a customer they have a week, how do they magically not have a week? A week is how many days, Douglas?
7.
Right. So that's within the time you said you'd give her. So now there's not 1 but 2 cancellation periods that she makes.
The night before. Again.
I don't care. I don't care if it's a second before. What is your defense other than that you want to cheat this woman out of $250?
Look, it's not about the money. I save lives.
Oh, Lord, it really does look about the $250 because it
about
certainly
the money,
isn't about the integrity.
The principle.
What principle are you standing on when you breach a contract?
But on that contract, it also says that a notice of cancellation has to be sent to us.
No, on that contract, your last sentence says you can cancel by X. Once you turn around and tell the lady, oh, take a week. No worries, take a week and then you can cancel. Hey, in this world, sometimes you just lose.
With all due respect, I have 100,000 clients don't have a complaint filed against me.
Yeah, well, can I tell you something? You look like garbage right now. What do you want to say? I want to hear it. Go ahead.
The Better Business Bureau, I have papers here that he has an F on the Better Business Bureau that I just printed.
That's Maximum Energy Savers. Look up Maximum Energy Savers Incorporated. You'll see it on there.
Oh, it changed his business name so you couldn't find it. Okay, you know what? I bet you those bricks were in the pocket. I'm done. $250, verdict for the plaintiff.
Are you kidding me? A chance to put a cap on this thing here. It didn't go very well in the courtroom. And how do you think you come out looking there? And how is that wrong?
I own 2 businesses. One of my businesses it's a referral service. We help customers get the right jobs done, and that's what I do.
What about the scams that are in your field?
There are.
So
and that's why I brought it up.
You get painted with that brush.
Yeah, we do, and I just got painted with it right now.
All right. Head right down this way, okay? All right. Let's see what the plaintiff has to say. The judge was with you on this one. How you feeling coming out of there?
I feel good. I thought it would turn out like this.
Do you feel like you were caught up in I'll still use the word scam, do you? Or was it something else?
I think so, and I should kick myself because I usually don't do things like I did.
Act too fast? Or?
Act way too fast, didn't get estimates.
Impulse?
Ready, give him cash. I should have gave him a check, then I can stop that.
What were you thinking?
When he showed me those bricks, I thought that I learned.
You learned something?
Yeah.
Harvey?
Well, here's the deal. This guy's a crook. And in a sense, it's everybody's responsibility who deals with somebody like this to go on Yelp and let everybody know. It's the only way to really effectively exercise your power as a consumer. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.